Hi friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Rain. Today we are going to see in detail about enforcement of the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006 and details regarding the food licensing and registration. Who is responsible for the enforcement of the FSSA 2006? Nobody else but the FSSAI, that is the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, is responsible for the implementation and enforcement of the Food Safety and Standards Act 2006. And how this enforcement is done? The enforcement is done through the surveillance, monitoring, inspection, random sampling of food products. And who will do this? It is by the officials of the food safety departments, and the enforcement is primarily done by the food safety commissioners along with the designated officers and food safety officers. So enforcement of Food Safety and Standards Act 2006 is done by the Food Safety Standards Authority of India through surveillance, monitoring, inspection and random sampling of food products, and this will be done by the officials of the Food Safety Department, primarily the Food Safety Commissioners along with the food safety officers. And is there any liability for the food safety officers feeling guilty? Yeah, it is there. The food safety officers shall be liable to a penalty which may extend up to 1 lakh rupee if he or she is found to be guilty of an offense for mishandling of this enforcement of FSSAI. If the food safety officers is liable to pay a penalty which may extend up to 1 lakh rupees. Next, we can see in detail about licensing and registration. It is clear that the food business operators, that is all the or the every FBOs, that is the food business operators in the country, is required to be registered or licensed under the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. The licensing and registration procedure and requirements are regulated by the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India under the Food Safety and Standards Licensing and Registration of Food Business Regulations 2011. So all the manufacturers, traders, restaurants who are involved in food business, they should or they must obtain a 14-digit registration or a license number which may be printed on their food packages as well as displayed on the prominent place. So every food business operators in the country is required to be registered or licensed. They should have a 14-digit registration number or license number under the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, and it should be clearly displayed on their food packages, or it should be displayed on the prominent places where they do food business. And now coming to Food Licensing and Registration System, FLRS. What is this FLRS? Food Licensing and Registration System. It is an online system launched by FSSAI. For what purpose? To facilitate the food business operators in India to apply for license or registration certificate. It is an online system launched by FSSAI to get or to facilitate the food business operators in India to apply for a license. And this system, that is the Food Licensing and Registration System, has reduced the need for physical interaction between applicants and the licensing authorities. And it is a system, online system launched by the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India to facilitate the food business operators in India to apply for any license or registration, and they can also track their application during the course of processing. And this system has reduced the need for physical interaction between the applicant and the licensing authorities. Now coming to first score is, that is the food safety and compliance through regular inspections and sampling. Food safety compliance to regular inspections and sampling. It is a web-based real-time inspection platform for food safety officers, and it is a mobile app, and this app will capture on-site inspections carried out by the food safety officer, and this application requires a mobile or a tablet with net connectivity. And many of the states have already have their own closed user groups and provide handheld devices to the food safety officers for enforcement and surveillance. And this system uses a nationwide IT platform to bring together all the key stakeholders, namely the food businesses and the food safety officers, then designated officers and state food safety commissioners, so that the inspections and sampling is done by maintaining a high level of integrity of processes, and the process itself is effectively monitored at various levels. Next one, regarding the categories of license. What are all the categories of license? There are three categories of license. First one is registration, state license, and central license. In case of registrations, the registration is granted to small or petty food business operators whose annual turnover does not exceed rupees 12 lakhs. Registration is needed for small or petty food business operators whose annual turnover is not more than 12 lakhs. And the registrations is granted by the registering authority, who may be designated officer or a food safety officer or any official in the panchayat, municipal corporation or any other local body in an area which is notified by the state food safety commissioner. As registration can be given by a local official. It may be a panchayat official, a municipal corporation official, or a local body or a panchayat in an area which is noted by the state food safety commissioners. And the one is applying for registration should produce documents required for registration, then the required form along with the registration fee. And coming to state license, and state license is needed for all the food businesses with food business operators whose annual turnover is between 12 lakhs and 20 crore, whose annual turnover is between 12 lakhs and 20 crore. And also all the grain, cereal and pulses milling units also need this state license irrespective of their turnover. And coming to central license, the food business operators with an annual turnover of more than 20 crore need a central license. Or the food business operators having business in 2 or more states also need the central license. Then food business covered under the Schedule 1 of Fssa, that is the licensing and registration of food business regulation, also need this central license. So the category of license, it is a three-tier system consisting of registration, state license and central license. Registration is needed for all the food business operators whose turnover is less than 12 lakh, and state license is needed by all the food business operators whose turnover is between 12 lakhs and 20 crores, and central license is needed for all the food business operators whose turnover is more than 20 crore, and also for some food business operators having business in 2 or more states also need this central license. Now we can see in detail about how to file, how to get a license. What are the procedure for getting a license? The first one is that we need to file an application. If we file an application with the required documents and the required fees, then we will get an unique application reference number. If the application is incomplete, we are required to provide some additional information, or the missing information we need to provide. And if no response, the food business operators may start the business after 60 days. Then if we provide all these required details, we will get a unique application ID. Sometimes inspection is needed. On that case, inspection of premises, and after receiving application and issue inspection report, we will get a license if all the formalities are completed within 60 days. If inspection is not there also, after 60 days or weekend, that is the food business operators can start the business after 60 days. The license is provided within a period of 60 days from the date of issue of the application number, or the application. After getting the application ID within 60 days, we will get the license if all the required information and the application is complete. Required information is given and the application is complete. After getting the application ID number within 60 days, we will get the license. And sometimes after the issue of application ID number, the licensing authority may direct the food safety officer or any other person or agency to inspect the premise in the manner prescribed by the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, accordance with the regulations. Such inspecting officer or person may issue a notice to the application. When they issue a notice to the application, if it deems fit or guiding food business operator or necessary step to be taken or changes or alteration to be made in the premise in order to ensure general sanitary or hygienic conditions. So the inspection officer will give an improvement notice for the food business operators, and the applicant shall carry out the required steps or changes or alterations and intimate the licensing authority within 30 days. After completing all the changes or alterations, the applicant has to again give the intimation to the authority within a period of 30 days. And within a period of 30 days from receipt of an inspection report, excluding the time taken by the applicant in complying with the advice, if any, given in the inspection report and verification, the concerned licensing authority shall consider the application and may either grant the license or reject the application if the alteration or changes meant by the inspection report is not done. So the licensing authority can either cancel or suspend the application if the required changes are not met. Otherwise, they will grant a license if all the formalities are completed. So after getting this license, the food business operator shall display the registration or license number at the prominent place at all times with the premise where the food business operator carries on the food business. And this is about licensing. And thank you for listening this video. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe our channel and share this with your friends.